Urban legends are tales which originated during a certain period of time in a specific area or based on cultural or religious beliefs. There are hundreds of urban legends based on Chinese beliefs which can give you the creeps any time of the day. From beautiful women who lure you to them to suck out your soul to evil creatures and deities that require sacrifices, Chinese urban legends are endless. Although these urban legends can be a source of pure entertainment when you recite them to your friends during campfires or sleepovers, how would you feel if a woman dressed in white appeared at the foot of your bed at night? Or if a Jiangshi came after you, thirsty for your life? Here, we have 5 of the scariest Chinese urban legends we came across that are sure to give you nightmares for days. 5. Nuigi, the woman in white. Imagine you are traveling home in the middle of the night on an empty road, tired after a day of work, and you suddenly feel a tingling sensation in the back of your neck as if someone's following you. But you turn around and see nothing. After taking another few steps, you see something white from the corner of your eyes, and this time you see the source that startled you. A woman in white. Noigi is a long-haired ghost of women in a white or red dress, according to Chinese urban legend. Although there are many stories about the origin of Noigi, lore says that she's a vengeful ghost risen from the death of a woman who had been wronged or sexually abused. A Noigi is said to come seeking revenge from lecherous man. The male variant of Noigi is Nangi, but in some interpretations the story is slightly different. And this version says that Noigi is a woman who died by committing suicide after she had been abused by a man, and that she comes to take revenge from the man who wronged her and his family. Noigi is also portrayed as a succubus in some variations, a ghost who takes the appearance of a beautiful woman who sucks the essence from man during sexual activity, usually in their sleep. To the present day, there are poor families in rural areas of China who dress their dead daughters in red whose death had been caused by abuse, so that they would come back from the dead to haunt and torment the man who abused them. Noigi are often portrayed in Chinese, Japanese, and Hong Kong horror movies, and also invaded the Hollywood cinema by their appearance in movies like The Grudge and The Ring. 4. Jing Xian, the Phantom Ruler. Worshipping and following the commands of a ghost would seem like the worst nightmare for anybody. But the cult of Jing Xian, who dedicated their lives to worshipping the ghost of their ruler, may say otherwise. Jing Xian's origin story dates back to the Eastern Han Dynasty when he ruled the Moling country, which is known today as Nanjing. After a violent, premature death by an encounter with a group of bandits, Jing Xian returned from the dead. An arrogant and tyrannical leader during his time, Zhang's brutal nature during his short lifespan is well known. But the true ruthlessness and anger emerged much higher after Zhang Xian's return from death. The local legends claim that his spirit was restless even after his death, and the ghost of this arrogant ruler returned to Moling country to spread his most cherished power back in his realm. Zhang Xian's ghost commanded the inhabitants of Moling to worship him as a deity of the region, also known as a Tudi, and thus was formed the cult of Jing Xian, which made the east of the modern Nanjing the epicenter during the period of the 6 dynasties during the 3rd to the 6th centuries. It is believed that the ruler had received much more attention and worship from his followers after he returned as a ghost than he was in real life. The archaeological evidence from 1930s in Nanking found more claims for the Jing Xian cult of ghost worshippers. 3. Mogwai. Chinese culture has many references to devils and evil spirits who seek vengeance from humans, and Mogi, also known as Mogwai, are one of those devils from an urban legend which is quite popular among Chinese people. Mogi are a type of devils who are known to seek and cause harms to humans, and their name Mogwai, which portrays their true nature, is a transliteration of a Cantonese word meaning evil spirit, devil, demon, or monster. Although depicted in certain movies and TV programs by Western countries as a cute, non-harmful creature, the Chinese interpretation is completely different. The Chinese belief is that the Mogi are evil creatures that can inflict harm upon humans. This is also justified by the term Mogi, of which Mo is derived from Sanskrit word Mara, which in Hindu and Buddhist cultures refer to as death. Mara is considered a being who can determine the fates of beings, giving them a cycle of life with suffering through death and reincarnation. And Gi in Chinese culture refers to as ghosts, deceased souls, or spirits with no mention of evilness in the term. In the modern culture of China, the term Mogi has evolved to simply refer dead non-family members who return from the dead as ghosts or evil spirits to seek revenge from people who harmed them during the span of life. And money sacrifices are made to Mogi by burning paper banknotes to provide them money to fulfill their economy in the afterlife. Mogwai are depicted in a Joe Dante movie Gremlins, which was released in 1984, and also in its sequel Gremlins 2 The New Batch in 1990, as good-natured, furry, and cute godlike creatures, completely contradicting the Chinese folklore. 2. Deity Zhongkui, Commander of Ghosts. Zhongkui is the vanquisher of them all. A figure of Chinese mythology, Zhongkui is said to have the ability of commanding 80,000 demons and is regarded as the vanquisher of ghosts, demons, and other evil beings. According to the origin story, Zhongkui had traveled to the capital with his friend Du Ping to participate in the imperial examinations. After achieving top-class results from the examination, the emperor of the capital had stripped Kui of his honors due to his disfigured appearance. And fuming with anger and humiliation, Zhongkui had taken his life by breaking his head, hurling himself to the palace gate. The corpse of Zhongkui, who had died right on the steps of the palace, had been buried by Du Ping. Witnessing this unfolding of events, the Hell King, or the judge, saw the true potential in Zhongkui and decided to give him the title as King of the Ghosts. And his job became to hunt, capture, and rule ghosts for eternity. The most popular tale of Zhongkui dates back to Song Dynasty, where the emperor Yongzong, suffering from an illness, had a dream of two ghosts. The smaller of the two ghosts stole a flute owned by the emperor and the imperial consort Yang Guifi's purse. The other ghost, after catching the smaller ghost, tore out his eye and ate it. He also introduced himself as Zhongkui to the emperor, saying that he had sworn to protect the empire from evil forces. And the emperor, when awakened, realized that he had recovered from his sickness completely and therefore ordered a painting of Zhongkui to be drawn. This image is still used as the depiction of Zhongkui, the commander of all evil. 1. Jiangshi. A hopping zombie that kills you in your sleep to suck out your life force can be the creepiest and the most horrifying Chinese urban legend ever. Known by Jiangshi in the Chinese culture, this creature is portrayed as a vampire, ghost, or even a zombie who moves around by hopping with outstretched arms as if they are going to grab you. A Jiangshi is a corpse which has risen from the dead, or in other words, reanimated back to life. They are said to kill any living beings, to absorb their life force, which is also known as qi in Chinese culture. Just like vampires, the Jiangshi comes out only at night and sleep in coffins or any other dark places like caves during the daytime. These ghosts can take a range of appearances depending on the duration they have been dead. Therefore, a Jiangshi formed by a corpse of a recently deceased person may look human-like, while a corpse that has been decayed over a long period of time would look horrible with rotting and dangling flesh. The Jiangshi are depicted in cultural artifacts as a stiff corpse or even a creature dressed in official garments from the Qing dynasty. They wear a uniform-like robe, a tall rimmed hat with a round top and a paper talisman hanging off their forehead. Jiangshi have long white hair and greenish white skin with fungus or mold growing on their rotten flesh. Their limbs are said to be stiff so that they can't bend them, and thus justifies their hopping and outstretched arms. The origin of Jiangshi comes from the Chinese folk practice of transporting a corpse over a long distance. The tale goes that once a person dies far away from home, people would hire a Taoist priest to reanimate the corpse by a ritual, and the priest would teach the corpse to hop its way back home. The story also says that the priest would ring bells before the Jiangshi is transported in the night because it was believed to be a bad luck for the living to see a Jiangshi. It is said that this was all done because otherwise the souls of the people who die away from home would feel homesick. But in reality, the corpses were arranged upright with the sides tied to bamboo rods and were carried by two men from the front and back. And this, when viewed from a distance, appeared as if the corpse was hopping while it was moved. There are several methods to counter a jiangshi, such as the use of mirrors, items of peach wood, a rooster's call, hooves of black donkey, fire, and many more. The use of mirror is quite popular as the lore says that jiangshis are actually scared of their own reflection. So now if you ever come across a jiangshi, you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, click the like button and don't forget to subscribe to us for more updates. Take care.